Hello, and welcome to Social Welfare Policy History, Development, and Analysis, an online course designed to help non-social work majors fulfill the requirements to apply for and receive an SSW license in the state of Utah. Welcome to my course. I'm Dr. Barrett Bonella, but you can please just call me Barrett. If you call me Dr. Bonella, I'm going to think you're trying to kiss my ass. So just call me Barrett, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a social worker for 15 years. I've done all kinds of jobs in the field. I have worked in crisis call centers. I have done online crisis counseling. I have worked in tobacco cessation. I've also worked as a psychiatric technician, as a therapist, as a policy analyst, as a program director, as a community advocate. I've done just about everything that you can do in the social work field. And I love it. And I am totally happy and proud to be a social worker. It's a lifetime calling, and I seriously love it. And I hope that you will too. I'm going to talk a lot about social work in this class, so just get used to it. Anyway, just by way of helping you get to know me, and this is one of the ways I hope that you'll help me get to know you, I want to tell you what my name means. And like I said, please share with me your response at the end of this lecture. So my name, Barrett, is a German name for bear-like, and if you could see me in real life, then you would see I'm pretty big and hairy, and I am kind of like a bear. Partially cuddly, not very scary unless angered. And I don't get angry very quickly, so in that case I'm not really like a bear. The one that really interests me, though, is my last name. My last name is Italian, and I've always wondered what it meant. So I made it my life mission to figure it out. And one day I ran into someone who had lived in Italy for a while, and I asked him, "Hey, what does Bonella mean?" And he just kind of giggled and started laughing. He was like, "Dude, Bonella is a cat call. That's like saying, 'Hey, sexy lady.'" And I'm like, "Oh man, my last name was a cat call, and I was hoping it would be something so cool." But it is what it is, and my wife sure appreciates it. Anyway, so from here on out, let's go over the syllabus. It's going to be really important to know the details of the syllabus because this is our legal contract. This is what will guide all of us through our online experience together. Be sure to reference it. Anything I haven't covered in this video, please go back and read the syllabus. Before asking me questions about assignments, please check it out to make sure the answer's not in the syllabus, because most of the time it is. So let's go ahead and start looking at what's in the syllabus. So this is Social Work 5020. This is a 3 semester hours. It's all going to be online. My office is in the Social Science Building, room number 148. I have office hours on Mondays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and Wednesdays from 2:30 to 4 p.m. If you need to reach me, there is my phone number, but you probably won't ever find me there. I'm almost never in my office except during those times. And it doesn't have a voice message, so don't even bother. If you need to reach me, use my email address. Please. I get my emails right away. They're right on my phone, and if it's a simple question that you're asking, I can almost guarantee you I can get back to you within an hour, if not less. I'm usually very good at keeping up with my emails. So just let me know. Next, you will need a book for this class. And yes, you absolutely do need it. This is a copy of it. Social Welfare Policy and Advocacy. It's actually a pretty good book. It's fairly easy to read. It's got a lot of resources to help you learn. Please get a copy of that. You're also required to get a subscription to the New York Times. This is an extremely helpful resource that you will have to help you look up policies and what the impacts of those policies are. There are some instructions on Canvas as to how you can sign up for the New York Times for free for the rest of the semester. So please go through the file section and be sure to follow those instructions so you can get it. That's at least one part of the class that you won't have to pay for. All right, course descriptions and objectives. So this course examines the history of American social welfare policy. In addition, the guiding missions and philosophies used in the development, implementation, and evaluation of past, present, and future policies affecting social service delivery mechanisms will be discussed. Yeah, so essentially what that means, we're going to be looking at all of the different ins and outs of policy. And I know this is a fairly intimidating thing for a lot of people, but I will try to make this as fun and easy, maybe not easy, but doable as possible. Anyways, we'll look at policies across political spectrums, debate the capacities of those policies to deliver services through the lens of micro and macro perspectives. By the end of this class, you should be able to identify and show competency in arguing against common political tactics and errors in terms of how they affect policymaking. We're going to look at thinking errors. That's going to be a big part of this. Discuss the historical development of social welfare policy and trace the legislative histories. Identify 8 policy sectors that deliver services, resources, benefits, and opportunities to people in the United States. Define and engage in micro, meso, and macro level policy interventions. Identify 7 core problems that exist in every social welfare policy arena. Describe when to initiate policy advocacy using ethical, first-order principles, evidence-based information, and pragmatic considerations. Develop red flags for differing levels and arenas of policy practice. Integrate the purpose and usefulness of policy practice with other kinds of intervention strategies social workers use. Describe how policy influences the way social workers deliver service and engage in policy practice. Speak knowledgeably about major policy issues going on in the United States currently. Create and present a policy complete with historical, social, political, and economic analysis. Describe the process of political action, and articulate one's personal values to make a difference in society and elaborate on the complexities of what it takes to do so. I know that's a big, long list, and I know you could have read it yourself, but the reality is most people don't, so I wanted to share that with you. Here, in terms of core competencies, we can just skip over that. This is basically the things that are required for social workers to learn while they're in a program, and how all of the objectives correlate to those objectives. So, class is all online. It will include extensive hands-on experience with policy analysis and technology currently available to facilitate this important aspect of social work practice. I will use pre-recorded lectures, links to videos, online articles to enhance your learning. So, I do also have an anonymous online quiz that you can use to give feedback. If you have any feedback for this class, anything you'd like to see improved, you're welcome to go ahead and use that. Let's go over the assignments. This is an important part that will really cover everything that you will be doing in this class. So all assignments are to be turned in through Canvas, through this online program that you are currently using. I do not want any paper homework. So everything, make it electronic, turn it in. Your first set of assignments are your chapter discussions. After each chapter, and actually accompanying most of the online videos, you will have to respond to some specific questions. Just make it relevant and respond in kind of an essay format. Don't just say, number 1, this. That won't fly. You know, make it a nice kind of essay type response. It doesn't have to be long, maybe a paragraph per question. And then you will need to respond to your peers. You only have to respond to one peer to get credit. And basically, you just have to say, well, what did you find interesting about their argument or about what they put forward? Like I said, it doesn't have to be really lengthy. Just kind of say, oh, I noticed you said this, and I agree with you on that. Or did you consider this? One of the best ways to get full credit in responding to your peers is to be sure to ask them a question. Your article responses. There are 15 articles that will be posted throughout the course. You will be expected to read them and respond to some questions about them in one-page essays. Each essay is worth about 10 points. Next is you will have the civic participation paper. At least once during the semester, you will need to attend some sort of civic event, such as a city council meeting, a legislative session, whatever, or interview a policymaker. The idea is that you get to see what it's like when policies are actually being made. What are the human components that go into it? There's lots of options depending on where you live. You can look up your county, you can look up your city. Just find out when they meet and go ahead and attend the sessions. Those sessions are free. Just walk right in and say, hey, I'm a member of your community, I get to be here. So you'll go there and you will kind of discuss in a 1 to 3 page paper what you saw or who you interviewed and what you learned about the policy-making process in interviewing them. Next is you have exams. There are 5 multiple choice true-false exams, each of them worth 50 points for a total of 250 points. These questions, these exams can be taken on Canvas. They are open book. They are open partner, because in real life that's called collaboration. It's only called cheating in school. And besides, the way our minds work now, we don't remember exact facts as much as we remember how to find those exact facts. So go ahead and do that. Find out where those facts are in the book and be sure to answer the questions. They should not be too difficult as long as you do your reading. Your big projects for this class include a policy analysis. This is up to a 15-page paper where you will look at any kind of policy that falls within any of the 8 core sectors of social work practice. We will get into those in greater detail later on in the course. You look at the 7 core problems and the red flags you've identified in each of those problems, and you are going to focus then on one specific core problem and some of the red flags associated with it within the macro, meso, and micro context. Once you've done that, you will need to analyze where those problems came from, what's their history, and what is the economic influence that the policy has to resolve the problem, what is the social impact of the policy, and what is the political repercussion of the policy itself. There will be additional greater detail given later on throughout the course in terms of how that paper should be written, but essentially APA is the way everything is written here in the social sciences, so be sure to use APA style. There is a link right here that will show you a good overview of what APA style looks like. If you're looking for a policy, start with the 8 core sectors, and if you want something specific, you can always go to govtrack.us/congress/bills, and you can look at policies that are there. All right, your next assignment, your final, is the community engaged policy presentation. You will need to create a recording of yourself in which you summarize a project that you have taken on to address one of the issues, primarily it should be the issues that you've addressed in your policy analysis, where you will be taking on that issue and actually trying to make some sort of change with it. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but what you'll need to do is describe what your approach was, what you actually did, and what you accomplished. These presentations should be done, they should last about 10 and 15 minutes. This can be done in a group, and you will need to turn that in through Canvas.